Good afternoon, Daniel. I hope everything is going well. It is here in Pennsylvania. And let's get the latest on what's happening in the Chicago dumpster fire convention. I happened to see that the Cook County attorney, state attorney, said she will not prosecute any of the protesters uh, out in front of the demonstrating in front of the DNC. And because she believes that they're all peaceful demonstrations, and therefore there's no need for any prosecutions and the like. Inside the convention, there's the night was entertaining, although I didn't happen to see all of it, or any of it, or very little of it. But I did get some insight to what was happening, and there again, some mysterious, little odd things is that here you have a Democratic mayor from New York City who came to the convention, but I guess, not too many people vote in New York City because here was the mayor was not even allowed to speak at the convention, and that city that big and you insult the mayor, yeah, kind of interesting. And then one of the other interesting snubs was that Obama and Michelle gave their loving speeches, and it was kind of odd that Carmela, the candidate, wasn't there to cheer them on and appreciate their support and the like, which was lukewarm at best. And she was up campaigning in Wisconsin, right up the road, and chose not to be there for the Obamas, although she was there for Biden. And they're all not, they all love each other and cheer each other in front of cameras, but when the lights are off, so's the warmth, I guess. And even Bernie Sanders, who was a communist like Carmela, he didn't even wasn't that enthusiastic. He said he'd vote for her, but he said she's the candidate, I guess. So it'll be interesting to see if Carmela gets any bump at all, but it doesn't appear to be that from her campaign. With all the crazies and the LBGQs, you know what I mean. The Well, it's too confusing for me to even address some of the characters that were placing their votes along with their surnames or whatever it is that they think. But things are changing. I think also is that the press isn't that thrilled about what's happening. They're kind of complaining about the speakers. Here it was Biden didn't get on until 11:30 at night. How they kept him awake, no one knows, but he gave his speech at 11:30. Obama didn't get on until 11, when half America was going out to turn on the lights out for their snooze. And there are other things that are changing as well, is that the news media also, it's some interesting things. The Washington Post came out with a headline and they said that Harrison's house plan won't work. So because he wonders, they're not thrilled with her. And but what kind of changed a little bit was PBS, and it apologized to Donald Trump for misquoting him on something he said about Gaza. And that's the first time I've ever seen the mainstream media apologize to to Mr. Trump, President Trump. And some other news that's happening is that the betting people, I think it's called the Poly Market, they changed their forecast, who was going to win and the bets. And according to them, Trump is at 53% and Harris is at 46%. And that was the most recent one. Perhaps they were listening to the fact that Robert F. Kennedy will be joining, it appears, will be joining the Trump team. He ran into some difficulties with his legal registration in New York and a few other things, but he's going to be, appears to be endorsing Donald Trump. That will be a nice collection addition to Trump, because Kennedy was about 4%, and that's enough to tilt the scale in certain areas. However, Trump would be victorious, but with RFK, it's a more additional support that Trump is getting. And the election will be attempted to be stolen and fraudulent like they were before, but with Trump is more popular today than he was 4 years ago. And the Republican Party is, from what I understand, is ready to fight for the president, Trump, to make sure this election is fair. And the states are lining up, cleaning up their acts a little bit. The Nevada State Supreme Court delivers a blow to the Democrats, who wanted to hold on to certifications till they cleaned up the voting or whatever. And the Supreme Court of Nevada put a kibosh to that. So we'll see. Then they're following in the footsteps of Georgia, which is their election committee has cleaned up some of the laws that look like Georgia could be less crooked than it had been before. And as I mentioned, the Pennsylvania State Supreme Court issued a decree cleaning up the absentee voting, and it must match the signatures, and clean and complete ballots only will be counted. And it didn't get much press, but the House of Representatives announced that they're moving ahead with the impeachment of Joe Biden for the fraud and actually the act of treason, because as vice president, they have bank records that show the Biden family, the corrupt Biden family, took in over $27 million during Biden's time as vice president. So we'll see how that goes. They'll probably never be convicted or impeached, but the public is now aware of the charges, and they're valid charges, $27 million. I guess he was trying to catch up with Obama, who went as a president broke, and left a multimillionaire and with assets and houses totaling over $100 million. Not bad, of course, and he was kind of following in the footsteps of Bill Clinton, who's estimated worth $250 million. So there must be a lot of money in that politic and stuff. And how do they get all that money? Well, one little place they may have gotten it is, now it's been 2 years of the Inflation Reduction Act, and that is for climate change. That I don't know how that's going to reduce the inflation, but they've pumping a lot of billions and billions of dollars. So, they expect to spend over like 1.5 trillion on this climate change, and it is a boondoggle for windmills and solar panels. And these environmentalists, I guess they don't care that much anymore as they used to about a little snail dog or an owl in the jungle or in the woods, but they have a little concern about the whales that are mysteriously dying where these offshore windmills are in operation and falling apart. And then even up in Massachusetts, they're getting those those propellers, which are 80 feet, 80 feet long, and they're made out of fiberglass and composites. And they wash up on the shore. And fiberglass is a difficult thing to get rid of. It's not biodegradable. So when one of those big fiberglass things breaks up in the ocean, runs out on the sea, it's glass and compounds. So, and then the other part of the Inflation Reduction Act is, of course, with the solar panels that the Germans learned the hard way. They don't work. They're all right for light bulbs and in the yard and stuff like that, and some other mild applications. But to make steel or manufacturing, or in the cold winter, they're not dependable. And what they're doing with these solar panels, especially up north, down here in Pennsylvania, they're leveling a mountain to 3 I think it's 3 million yards of dirt. They're clearing this mountain down in, as we call it, the valley, and with that 3 million yards of dirt that they have to move to make these solar panel flat. And it's just another, but there's billions of dollars that goes into these solar panels and these windmills, and no one knows the long-term effect about what these things are going to be. Because solar panels are another item that are very difficult to get rid of, made out of glass, made out of plastics, and they're not biodegradable. They take up a lot of room. And a friend of mine has a blasting company, and an example I'll say, it's just some kind of money. He was awarded a contract down in Texas this year. I guess they went down, and I think the contract was for $2 million. Then he got another $2 million or $3 million additional while he was down there, and all he did was drill holes, not very deep, just drill holes for $4 million. And that was just one section of a large project that's going in. So you can imagine the cost of drilling a 6 or 8 inch hole, and what's put on top of it's real money is. It's probably in the billions of dollars, that area. And they're going to do the same thing up north when you have the wintertime's cold and there's not much sun, but there's a lot of money to be made. And but I think everything is starting to look good for the Trumpster. There's positive feedback. He's getting more and more support. The blacks and the Hispanics are following in his direction, which is very, very good. And now one of the little secrets that's kind of touchy, so we often don't know about it, but we have a conservative Supreme Court, and they are the ones who said a previous ruling of the Supreme Court was invalid. And that's how the Wade versus whatever the abortion thing was thrown out. And now abortions are state regulated. There are 14 states that have no abortions. But states that choose to, it's up to the states. So that conservative court may be forced to address a constitutional consideration or challenge that may pose itself. Because in Article 2 of the Constitution, it says no person, except a natural born citizen or a citizen of the United States at the time of the adoption of this Constitution shall be eligible for the office of President. Nor shall any person be eligible to that office who shall not have had attained the age of 35 years and had been 14 years a resident. So there's three requirements. You have to be an American-born citizen. You have to be 35 years of age. And you have to have lived in the country for 14 years. Carmela's parents were not American citizens. Therefore, she is not legally a natural-born citizen. One parent has to be an American citizen to be natural-born citizen. Obama's mother was a natural-born, she was an American citizen, so he was considered a natural-born citizen. So we'll see how this goes. But the grand finale of the convention rolls on. It's getting warmer out there. I see there's some little fires burning outside the convention hall. But it is not considered a very successful convention. And we'll see if Carmela gets a bump at all. It seems that Trump is getting the bump up. That's it for today. As Paul Harvey would say, good day. Oh, just one other thing is that what's important is, I'm going to harp on this all the time, is logic and truth versus emotion. And this election, like most elections, are based on emotion. Whether we like a smile or whatever it is. But just think to yourself, if you're going to the hospital and going to be operated on for your liver, heart, whatever it is, and you're kind of nervous, just said, and you have a friend who works in the hospital, say, who's the best, I'm getting my heart operated, who's the best guy in here? Well, Dr. Jones is the best guy. He's brilliant. He's great. But some people don't like him. Oh, really? Why? Because his bed manners are not that good. But with the knife in the operating room, nobody can touch him. Okay, well, now we have other Dr. Smith over there. He has a drinking problem and handshakes a little bit. And then there's the other Dr. Flanagan, and you take your chances with him. Well, which doctor would you choose? The drinker, the flake, or the guy with the poor bedside manner, who's an excellent doctor, excellent results. You put your life in his hands. People don't do emotion on that decision. Yet we're putting our country in the hands of an emotional discussion. That's more logic and truth. We use logic every day, checking the gas on the car, checking the air on the tires, and other things that of everyday life we use logic, not emotion. Emotion is good for watching movies, but not for making important decisions in life. Now, that's a good day.